How's it going? I'm zmot. I'm going to do something a little bit different. Today is July 25th, 2017, and I'm going to build somewhat of a time capsule. Basically what I want to do is I want to show the state of the game today. Not last week, not months ago, but today. So what I've got a list of details I'm going to run through to show where the game is. That way in 6 months' time, in a year's time, in 2 years' time, we can look back and see where the game was, how it's progressed, how it's changed, all of those sorts of things. So first off, here's my base. Trees, all of those sorts of things. I'm currently running a DC2, I'm currently running an SG2, and I'm currently running a Hotpot 2. Generic, random prototypes. You can now run 3 prototypes. That's fairly new, but otherwise, I'm just going to jump into this. If I miss anything, misspeak about anything, or if I have any suggestions about how often to run this, every 3 months, every 6 months, something like that, or at every change, please, by all means, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, I'm going to go through a list of stuff that I've prepared with the help of many very smart people who have helped contribute. So here we go. We're going to start off with the task force list. We're going to start off with the 5-member task force. Now, the current task force, the 5-member, number 1 is doing Dead End as a 5-person task force. Now, obviously, they can't finish Dead End, but they're doing pretty darn well. I'm going to show the entire leaderboard. Obviously, lots of non-English or non-English characters up there. But we got Japan, we got Angry Goats, we got all sorts. Tricon's up there at number 9. Going to show the entire top 50. Valhalla, Punky Japan, Fat Fingers. Lots and lots and lots of task forces that are doing incredibly well. Hopefully your name's up there. I'm only going to show the top 50. Just to give everyone a little bit of exposure for sure. Can't mention all of them, obviously. Now, in order to get on the 5-person leaderboard, you need to get about 11,415 worth of force points. Now, looking at this chart, that means that you need to be doing about bottleneck, somewhere in that neighborhood, which means that you need to be averaging about 105 intel per member. These requirements go up every day as task force get better and better and better. You used to be able to get on the 25-person leaderboard doing Dead End. No longer, I assure you. So, moving on to the 10-person task force. Again, we got a lot of squiggle names at the top, but they are currently doing massive attack. Like, doing massive attack as a 10-person task force means you have to average 200 intel per person, which is just ridiculous. Obviously, they have people dumping intel and all those sorts of silly things, and potentially buying intel is the rumors, but just regardless, just silly. Now, let's get back to the leaderboard here. The 10-person task force, Valkyrie Will is constantly up there. I think it used to be 5. Quebec, a little bit of Canadian action there. Valhalla Elite, Angry Outcast, Russian Vikings, all sorts of things. Now, down to get the very bottom, if you want to get onto the 10-person task force leaderboard right now, you need to be doing at the very least choke point. And in order to do choke point, you need to be getting 133 intel per week per member, and you have to be full. Now, moving on to 25-person task force. Again, lots of squiggle names up the top. This is impressive. 100% success rate on Forlorn Hope as a 25-member task force. Like, this is just absolutely bananas. The number of times where running Forlorn Hope as a 25-person task force, every single hit has to be absolutely perfect. So to do that every day for months and months is crazy. Now, let's show that list. Lots of angry representatives up there for sure. Global Eruption, Cool Kids Club, Angry Phoenix. What else do we got? We got lots and lots and lots of task forces on the list. Obviously about 50 or so. Now, if you want to get onto the top 25 task force list, you need to be running Massive Attack daily. Maybe mixing in some Forlorn Hope, but you need to be doing at least Massive Attack, and that means that you need to get at the very minimum 128 intel per member per week. Now, this is where it gets crazy. The 50-member task force, if you have a look here, every single task force has at least 336,000, whatever it might be. Basically, you need to be exactly perfect on Forlorn Hope. You cannot miss Forlorn Hope. If you do, you will not be on the leaderboards. It is absolutely crazy. And the number 1 teams These guys actually, because of the stats, they actually started 31 operations. That's how they're above the maximum. But you have to be perfect all the time. And if you want to get on the leaderboards, you have to be perfect for months and months and months. So my general feeling is Forlorn Hope needs to be replaced with the new operation level, because these guys need to fail at some point. You can't have these task forces not just be perfect forever. It makes it almost basically makes it impossible to get on the leaderboard. So I like to see some change in the 50-person leaderboard for sure. Would like to see some new names up there, some names fall off maybe, even if they just fail once in a while. It'd be fantastic to see, just to raise the bar a little bit. Now, one of the things to talk about there, if you want to get on this leaderboard, again, you have to be perfect forever and ever and ever. But you only need to get 95 intel per member, which is why these guys, if the top 10 man is getting 200 intel, these top teams have so much intel to sabotage with. Just crazy. Now, let's get rid of that. We're going to move on to the individual leaderboard. Right now, Jason AK is the man. He has about a 300 VP lead on number 2. Now, looking at his base, he's got tank medic loaded. Now, I don't know if that's a joke. One of the beauties right now with the game is they have this wonderful feature called Endless Reserve. So you can actually change your troops up just like that. Brand new in the last update about a month ago. A couple bugs with that. People having problems with their subscriptions renewing at the end of the month. But there are links in the forum if you're having that problem. We'll include that in the list of bugs that I'm going to cover later on. But you can just jump troops back and forth. And the reason why I mention that is I've seen a bunch of these top players on the leaderboards. Look at this. Number 2 has all cryos loaded. I don't know if it's a joke, if they're playing games with one another, if there's like inside joke or something like that, but pretty funny. Now, if you want to get on the top 50 leaderboard, you need to be above 1500 VP. So pretty tough. Very, very difficult, and just a complete grind. But Jason AK's base, I'm going to show you this. He's running 2 lasers and an SG3, 3 offensive statues, and 7 boosted ice. Crazy, crazy base. Lots and lots of health. Let's see how much health that has. So he's sitting at about 1.2 million health, and part of the reason for that is the tribal boost. I'll cover that in a little bit, but first I wanted to show you the Canadian leaderboard. In order to get on the Canadian leaderboard, number 1 is only 1,322, only in bunny ears there. So that person isn't even top 50 in the world. And then if you want to get on the top 50, you need to be at about 1170. And so I'm sitting at about 577, getting close. Probably not. I doubt I'll be able to get that high. But nonetheless, it is a possibility, especially in Canada, to get on that leaderboard. Now, moving on to the next thing. The last update, where is my... before I move away from task forces, let's go like this. I'm going to bring up the list of all the Triangle 9 task forces. We've got Epic 9 doing Choke Point, Minor 9 doing Foxtrot with Sour... They started doing Sour Grapes. Baby 9 just beat Curtain Call for the first time, I do believe. I might be getting them mixed up, though. Fat Fingers on the leaderboards, doing Foxtrot as a 5-person task force. Triangle 9, we are doing Forlorn Hope every single day. And Small 9 rotating between Deep Cut and Massive Attack. So if you're looking for a task force, jump in one of those. Now, what I wanted to show next was the top charts. Now, this is something that I follow just to see how Boom Beach is generally doing. It's totally, totally generic, and it probably isn't a great metric, but I like to see where it's sitting on the leaderboard. So in the Android apps, in the Google Play Store, I should say, it's sitting at 49. In the Apple App Store, blah blah blah, we're sitting at 76. That's the lowest I've seen it in quite a while. It does go up and down depending on events. If there is a what is that called? A mega crab, it tend to move up. There's a new update, tend to move up. Hopefully, Endless Reserves is helping their bottom line. But we haven't had an update in about a month. Now, it's now July 25th. Last update for both iOS and Android was June 26th. Now, moving right along, what I wanted to show was there's been a lot of complaints about just general availability of the Boom Beach team. So I wanted to show how often, for those that aren't aware, currently the community manager is Arlight. Arlight is the community manager for Brawl Stars as well. Only 4 posts in the last 4 weeks. If you look at the Reddit post he's got here, The Boom Beach team is on vacation. Little bit unfortunate. They released a big update which has some bugs and then went on vacation, but don't fret. Nothing's happening right now because they're on vacation. It's not because they've abandoned the game. A lot of people saying, oh, well, they abandoned Boom Beach for Brawl Stars or something like that. Brawl Stars is on vacation too. He hasn't been posting on Brawl Stars. There hasn't been a lot of work done by the Boom Beach team. It's vacation. It happens. It's not ideal, but it's not a big deal. I noticed this morning after I'd taken these screenshots that he's even more active. So things are happening. Things are good. We will get there. Now, I wanted to cover some of the new features in the latest update. They brought out the base builder. This base builder has the ability to build NPC bases, and so far we have seen 3 new NPC bases. None of them are at a high level. They're all lower levels. We've got Friendship Camp, looks like this. A couple rocket launchers, couple hidden machine guns. Pretty basic base though. We've got Bunker Town, looks like this. And again, if you have smoke, you can get to the back and crush this. If not, good luck, and I hope you can just keep those rocket launchers shocked or maybe use heavies. But this is the beef that everyone seems to have. This is called Casa Hammerman. Sometimes it spawns with 10,000 health from the headquarters and you just barrage the headquarters. And a lot of other times it spawns with like 180,000 health, and people who are level 33 simply cannot beat this. It's a very, very difficult base. Hopefully the Boom Beach team addresses it when they get back from vacation. I feel like it did not scale as well as they had hoped. If you get this base, good luck to you. I know a lot of people had struggled with it. It's all over the forums, all over Reddit, on Discord, all of those sorts of things. Now, big breath. Moving along, we have a couple bugs in the new update, and one of those bugs is this. On Forlorn Hope, if you're using Everspark, or even if you have troops loaded, the boom cannons and the doom cannons are either not doing damage or they're actually healing. Watch this rocket launcher. Damage, 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 boom cannon heals it. Damage, 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 boom cannon heals it. Not a huge issue, but definitely a pain. This attack was a complete waste because the rocket launchers just refused to go down. Boom cannons just kept healing it, and it did not go down, and it was just a complete waste of an attack. The other thing that we have that has been a problem is Brick. Brick does not follow flares. See this? The flare is out. The troops, the Zookas, get walking. Here, I'll show you here in a second. The Zookas are walking. Brick is standing around doing dumb things. Known issue. There are ways to avoid it, but lots and lots of complaints on the forums, on Reddit, on Discord, all of the general, on Telegram, all of those sorts of things. So, not good, not ideal, less than ideal, but not a complete deal breaker under any circumstances. Now, so the last update, as I mentioned, brought Endless Reserves, which is fantastic. It also brought Tribal Regions. Now, the Tribal Regions are awesome. So far, I think we've had 4 different regions, or 4 different resets. Every time they have been awesome. We've had Rifleman Boost, which was so much fun. We had Grenadier Boost, which was a great amount of fun. We had Warriors, and now we have this, which is the best of all of them. Basically just statue boosts. So we're sitting here with, basically I have 8 GBE statues and 6 damage statues at this point. So good. I don't know if they can sustain this, but so far, the work that has gone into this, the planning that has gone into this, I am extremely happy with. There are some mid-level players that have been complaining about resources strictly because the maxed players that are getting via matchmaking are spending their resources more. But overall, this has been a huge success. And the fact that HQ18 gets both the Fire Spike and the Spirit Dancer is fantastic. Now, another thing that it brought, that we're dealing with right now, is the Trader. The Trader is less than ideal. The Trader is, there were about 3 good trades, and then there were about 14 or 15 just completely awful trades. I really, really hope they go back to the drawing board on this, or open it up for community involvement or something like that, because the Trader definitely needs some work. A lot of the weeks, all 3 of the trades have been completely useless. Not something that I am a big fan of whatsoever. I mean, it had, as part of the game, I really, really like the idea. I just feel like it needs a little bit of tweaking, and I think that it could get people to be much, much happier. Now, Next up is the heroes. Currently in the game, we have 3 heroes. We have, of course, Captain Everspark. One of her abilities is fantastic, the Universal Remote, used in operations a ton. Her perk, which is the Robot Overlord, drops critters, which is fantastic. Free critters for everyone is great. Explosive Charge, I feel like it needs to be scaled. It doesn't do anything right now. Maybe if it's scaled based on building health or something like that, especially for operations. Critter Swarm, mostly useless unless you're below HQ8, unless you're below HQ19. Dr. Kavan, the newest, the glorified medic, as some people call him. Second Wind, great, love it. Ice Shields, great, love it. Crystal Critters, they advertised that the Crystal Critters were going to be invincible, but they're not. I'm not sure if that's considered a bug or if they just misspoke during the release, but either way, Dr. Kavan, very good, very useful, definitely made warrior users much, much happier. And then, of course, Sergeant Brick is the one that everyone uses all the time for the most part, especially in operation hits. Battle Orders is fantastic. That is the #1 use for tokens right now. After that, as you can see, got a lot of tokens sitting here. Not a lot of use for them. Iron Will, I haven't seen anyone use Iron Will in weeks or months even. And the Cluster Grenade, I've never seen anyone use it for any purpose whatsoever. So, 3 heroes, fantastic. Hero Framework, fantastic. Definitely need a little bit of balancing though. I don't know if they can make the Explosive Charge a little bit better or make the Cluster Grenade better somehow, but they have added some new sounds and explosions and stuff like that for the Explosive Charge, which made it a little bit more cool as a novelty item, but still not usable. Now, I think that is all I have to cover. I've covered the bugs, I've covered the tribal areas, I've covered our task forces, the general leaderboard, the individual leaderboard. I mean, this has just been me talking nonstop for a very long time. So right now, the maximum level of radar is level 20, the maximum level of headquarters is level 22, maximum level of gunboat is 22, and the landing craft is also 22. We have not had a new troop in quite a while. The most recent was the Cryo, which has come out a long time ago. So I don't know what's going to be next. I don't know if we're going to get a new HQ level, new troop level, new hero, or just a bug fix and tweaks would be fantastic as well. So that is the current state of Boom Beach as of July 25th, 2017. I hope you enjoyed. I hope this is useful going forward to be able to look back and see where we're at, what we're doing. Currently, the hardest operation bases are Redline and Maze for sure. I don't think we have any of those. Do we have Redline or Maze? I think we got, let's have a look from yesterday. I think we have, let's see if we have, we don't have any of those, which was fantastic at the time and sort of unfortunate now. Come on, oh, there we go, there's Maze. Let's see what Maze looks like for those of you who have not seen it. This is Maze. Very, very difficult base. Shield generators on the right-hand side, very well guarded. Shield generators on the left-hand side, fairly well guarded. Lots and lots of cells on the left, but lots and lots of mines, lots of lasers. Takes a lot of doing. This was an easier maze, actually, because there's no rocket launchers in here, but it always seems to make little changes. It's got a rocket launcher here. It's got 2 up here instead of lasers. Lots and lots of things that happen on Maze that make you shake your head. So that's all I got. I hope you enjoyed. Please hit me up with the comments. Hit me up with your ideas. I want to make this something that is useful to the community and something that you will look back on and will be helpful and all of those sorts of things. So that's all I got. Thanks for coming in. Oh, by the way, one more thing. The max experience level is 2414 out of 3000. It's been like that for quite a while. Hopefully that changes in the next little bit. I don't know. Anyways, that's all I got. Thanks for coming in. Peace.